Peace, peace, peace. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Assalamu alaikum. And welcome to another day to labor in the vineyard of the Most High with your brother. Another day to get in the Word to see what the Most High got to serve. And what we eating on today, we're going to get a better understanding of the life force, because that's a part of our nature that's been neglected, and our religions and camps don't teach us on it. So it's a neglected part of our being, but it's a key part to our growth and development and getting back to one with self, which gets you back to one with your creator. Alright? Knowledge of God is knowledge of self. Self-realization is the method to oneness. That's what all of our teachers was teaching us. The Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, Yahshua, Asa, Thoth, all of them. Back to oneness with the Spirit. Alright, we're going to start Chi. We're going to read up on the Chi right quick to get us started. Chi, one of the names for the life force. Alright. Discovering your life energy. Page 27. Your life energy, Chi, is what the real, original you is made of. Speaking on your spirit, man. Losing volume or compromising the quality of your Chi means losing your life and your true identity. Learning how to rebuild your Chi will help you feel your true self again. A poor quantity of Chi and or damaged life energy diminishes your true identity and may even cause it to vanish. When you were born, your life was powered by pure Chi, not your mind. You possess the feeling of your true self. When you are your true self, you feel you are a complete being inside and that you are naturally connected to the entire outside world. You have the authentic feeling that you are the center of the world. Even if you know nothing of the world, you have no words. Neither do you feel anything, for you are a true part of the entire world, and in an authentic way, you already know everything you need to know. And that's why all of the teachings be like, the truth is inside of you. Alright? That starseed, that spirit man inside is connected to the spiritual nature of everything else within creation. And we know the spirit is the true essence of all the creation. Everything comes forth from the spiritual realm into the carnal realm. Alright? As we mentioned before, while you were growing up, you were introduced to a vast network of artificial symbols and man-made rules. Because you were trained to respond to mental concepts, you can no longer depend on your feeling of Chi to communicate and to survive. You traded your feeling of life energy and its vast resources for thinking, an activity that pollutes, consumes, and burns your Chi or your life force. This process of depleting and weakening your Chi, even though you were completely unaware of it while you were growing up, caused your Chi to become damaged and off balance. Similarly, your feeling of your true identity was replaced by a false identity, a worldly identity. This false identity includes your symbolic name and your artificial sense of responsibility. The smarter you are, meaning the more education you get, which is artificially gauged by others who have also lost their true identities, the more artificial you are, and the less natural you are. This indicates even farther damage to the quality and integrity of your life energy, that chi force. The more you educated in this system, the farther you go away from your spiritual nature and become trapped in that artificial mindset of the world. Page 47. To improve your life force, your life energy, the signal we call chi, your goal is to restore it back to its original state as best you can, even if only for a short time. In other words, the quality and quantity of your chi is at its prime at birth. When the chi signal is at its highest intensity in its greatest volume, therefore, that is the goal. As an adult, your damaged or worn chi signal has less intensity and volume than that of a newborn. An imperfect chi signal, like that of an adult, suffers from a defect in quality, as well as a weakness in quantity of chi. Therefore, our effort to restore the chi signal should include the improvement of both its quality and quantity. Here's how to begin establishing chi awareness through a simple breathing technique. Alright? So what we've been saying in different lessons is how to get more in tune with ourselves and breathing techniques. Alright? We got a lesson coming up that I'm going to do on the breath too, so we see more of the powers of the breath, because we've been talking about it, but all the lessons going in a certain order. So, we get an understanding of the force, and then we'll go more in depth into breathing techniques and the power of the breath. But breathing techniques, that's how we increase our chi, our moyo, all right? That life force, that prana. Like when you heard people talking about meditation, absorbing that prana, getting more of that prana into your system, all right? And it's healing aspects that come along with it also. So all these lessons tying together, the ones that implement them, you're going to see improvements in your health also, all right? Because all this got to do with repairing our system and taking back control from the Gentiles. All right, because it's putting us back at one with self, which puts you back at one with your God. All right, so here's how to begin establishing chi awareness through a simple breathing technique. By just closing your eyes, your mind and body can pay better attention to your breathing. While you pay close attention to your breath, you are feeling your life energy at work. Be prudent and careful, calm and tentative, as a mother watching and caring for a newborn. Not too much, not too little. Do not push, do not pull. Only follow every nuance of your breath with all your awareness. Alright, so when you going into taking deep breaths, when you get started, you just close your eyes and you just get to inhaling, like, and you just keep going. Inhale until you get filled up like a balloon. And just inhale until you can't inhale no more. And then you hold it for a few seconds before you let it out. All right? And that's the beginning process right there. All right? So you just Expand your lungs as far as you can. All right? And then just hold it for a second. But it's a process that gets you focused on the breath. All right? And the more breath, as you keep going, you're going to be able to take deeper and deeper breaths, and you're going to be able to hold more prana within. All right? More of that life force. 2, really feel and follow your breath. Do not contemplate ideas about your breath, what your breath symbolizes, or think about all the good things your breathing does for you. That type of meditation merely exercises your mind and will not help you forge the connection with your life energy that you are after. Go for feeling awareness instead. The breathing exercise should be done for several minutes at each sitting. However, never force yourself to practice too long, because you want to train your mind to be in charge of the exercise, not allowing your mind to drift. And that's where concentration come in. All right? And concentration is important because like we read in other lessons, when you able to hold a thought in your mind, then you able to manipulate certain aspects of this realm right here. All right? And you start to learn the true essence that's behind all the physical creation. All right? This tap into our healing abilities and the wonders of us that actually are true healers that you might not know it yet. You will be able to operate or send a vibration to somebody long distance when you're able to hold a certain thought within your mind. All right? And as we keep going, you'll start to see through these different lessons is bringing about certain abilities. Like in the last one we read about Thoth, when he was talking about he would go sit and put a thought, a destination in his mind. And he was able to hold that thought and to go into deep meditation upon it in the astral realm. All right? And he was able to travel. All right? It's the same thing with healing abilities. All right? When you're able to picture and put that in place and go into that other realm, you're able to affect the physical realm. All right? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Allowing your mind to drift into a soothing and distracted state forfeits your ability to truly connect with that life force, that life energy. Many dedicated meditation practitioners fall into this trap and fail to make any further achievement beyond drifting into yet another artificial world of imagination and mental wanderings. After gently getting used to following your breath's natural action, you can then use your clean and concentrated mind to give a gentle push or pull to make your breath longer, smoother, calmer, quieter, until the mind, the breath, and the life energy signal, the chi, all seem to join together and are no longer separated. Before you mature into following your breath with your mind as described above, do not rush into this form of practice. You do not want to make the mistake of forcing or artificially manipulating your breath, and hence your life signal your life energy signal. The wrong type of breathing exercise can even retard your progress. A small amount of good quality practice is more fruitful than a lot of poor quality practice. When the surroundings are calm, quiet, and you are under no pressure, and your mind is peaceful and in a happy mood, this is considered a harvest practice. This is the best time to make good gains in strengthening your chi. Avoid being rushed, worried, or disturbed. If you are better off refraining from doing any breathing exercise. While you are practicing your breathing technique, you may find that distracting thoughts come into your mind. There is no need to fight against these thoughts. Simply notice that you are distracted and gently return your awareness to your breathing. And this all right here is gaining power in the astral realm, gaining power in the mind right here. When those thoughts creep up, them ignorant thoughts, you gotta learn to take back control, all right? And regain your focus and go override them thoughts, all right? And as you learn to override them thoughts and get back to where your focus was at, it helps your concentration. It helps attune your power, all right? And you'll find it easier and easier to dismiss these wicked thoughts, all right? Soon, you will grow to look forward to this quiet time with your life energy and feel quite recharged by your breathing meditation. And remember, the breath is everything. The breath is everything. Among all the training processes, the most critical step is to learn how to keep your life energy clean and pure. To make your life energy pure is your goal. And to keep your life energy clean is the means. To make your life energy pure is your goal. And to keep your life energy clean is the means. In order to keep your life energy clean, you must keep your mind clean. If your mind is not polluted, smeared, or distorted, then your life energy will be able to be cleaned up by your mind. All right? And one of the ways they keep us sick is due to them polluting our mind, which when they pollute our mind, they pollute our life force, our chi. All right? And they diminish it constantly through programming, the movies, the TV, the music that we listen to. All that pollute our mind, which we don't understand the way the mind, body, spirit, soul, all that stuff is connected. So we don't see how it affects us. But that's programming right there to keep us in this lower state. All right, to keep you trapped in that lower state of mind, your lower self, that carnal mode. So you never rise up. And that's how they control us and make all these billions of dollars of the illnesses. Alright, all these different diseases, sicknesses. Diseases can be cleaned up when you purify your mind. Alright, your health follows. Everything starts in the spiritual realm. Alright, a diseased spirit is a diseased body. And they implant diseases in our subconscious. Alright. They weigh down your life force to where it can't protect you but so much. And then the lust of your flesh becomes so strong that it's easy for them to start getting you sick. Alright, weighing you down. And that way, you never cause any problems. They make you spiritually docile. Alright, so what we doing, we getting back to power. They make us spiritually docile and tell you just go pray to Jesus and you gonna be all right. But it's more to the process than that. All right, it's more to the process than just belief and prayer. No, you gotta reclaim your power that's been given to you. But it ain't in them teachings for them to be able to give it to you because they don't want you to hide. All right. To make your already clean mind and chi grow, there are two objectives. Increase the intensity of your mind. After meditation work, you will reach the state of a clean mind. Alright, anybody that do breathing techniques know. Once you get to that state where you become lightheaded, oh, your mind feels just as clean and pure. It's like a spiritual high. When you go through them deep breathing techniques to where your mind just feel pure at that time frame. After meditation work, you will reach the state of a clean mind. It is very important to then use your clean mind to push your chi, pull your chi, and to drive and exercise it with your mind. This will help make your chi clear, transparent, sharp, and refined, until it is very strong and dense. Those who receive moving meditation training will learn how to drill their mind to drive the life energy and to force the life energy signal to move their entire body. Enduring such discipline can increase the mind's intensity. The higher the intensity of your mind, the greater your ability will be to see the truth. Also, with higher intensity, your mind will have more strength to resist an impact from outside, whether a temptation or an assault. People who suffer from a low intensity of mind are more easily the victims of confusion, of being influenced for good or bad, right or wrong, and of being vulnerable to temptation. 2. Increase the volume of your chi. Since mind activity is unavoidable and depletes your life energy, it is essential to make your life energy resourceful and inexhaustible. A continuously full and strong volume of life energy can guarantee the uninterrupted supply of support for your mind's activity. The best and only way to grow your life energy is to practice moving meditation to flow your chi or your force. Alright? If you never heard of moving meditation, Google it. It's when you start doing techniques where you use your arms and your hands to start to direct the flow of the force. Alright? And in this book right here, he got different pictures where he showed different forms of moving meditation. How you move your hands a certain way to direct the force. You move your arms certain ways. You stand sometimes. Sometimes you use the sitting positions. All right. We might do a lesson on that one day, showing different techniques. Cause he got some in the Infudishi book too, where he showed different positions. But it's more than just the normal sitting position that we think of. All right. In this book, he called that sitting meditation. And the other one that he's referring to now, the moving meditation, is when the hands come involved. All right. And like on some of the movies, when you see them sorcerers moving their hands in different directions while they meditating and while their eyes closed, they directing that life force. All right. They moving that spiritual energy around. So that's moving meditation right there, when you directing that prana, that life force, that chi. All right. Bear in mind, only when chi flows will it grow. Chi growth includes increasing its strength and expanding its range, size, and volume. Just like a larger and more solid candle can support a longer lasting flame and light, so a greater volume of chi can support your body and mind. Alright, so as we learn to increase that flow of that chi, then we're going to get into more, we're going to be able to hold more of that spiritual power and to be able to use it for different various reasons, as we'll see as we keep growing. Alright, the same way we see on the movies, when they closing their eyes and they be doing all this right here. And me, it's just throughout the day, I just have a picture of just sitting in that meditation, wheeling up that ball of energy, and I just can see myself doing it all through the day. Alright, just molding that ball of energy right there. It just pop up in my thoughts through the day sometimes. Just the man inside is just in a meditative pose, just molding that ball of energy, and I see it just clear. It's just growing. It's just molding it. I ain't learned how to be able to use it properly yet, but I'm assuming it's coming in due time because the spirit keeps showing it to me. But we gonna get there, and some of y'all probably already there and can share with us how to do it. And so, email me and let me know. Alright, next, let's go to spiritual warriors are healers. And Fidici show different poses in here too on meditation techniques. Standing and sitting positions. Alright. Now let's read about the Moyo. Alright. This page 407. Mayat Bayak. Alright. And this is the comedic science of meditation. The science of Mayat Bayak teaches us how to use and maintain Moyo. Moyo is the same as Chi. Alright. The power of the nature that is within each of us. It connects us to Haru, or higher consciousness, or Mayat, thinking. Mayat, truth, justice, order, and balance. So that we may understand who we are and why we are here. What our gifts or life mission are, and how to recognize our oneness with the nature, the creator. Page 417. The Moyo. The Moyo is the vital energy emanating from the nature that allows your consciousness to create balance, to achieve and maintain excellent health in your illusionary physical form. Alright, so we see that life force is critical to achieve and maintain excellent health. The Moyo is similar to electricity. Although you cannot see it, you know it exists because you can feel it or see its effects. When your Moyo is centered with the spirit and consciousness, the physical and mental body can find balance, and we say you are healthy. When you are in an emotional state, your Moyo, if untrained, can become unbalanced, allowing your body temple to suffer from stress or depression. And those negative emotions can create physical disharmony and disease. Negative emotions create physical disharmony and disease. And in this negative society, they push that all through the news, the media, and the programming, because they know it get down into your subconscious and it starts to weigh on your life force. Alright? And as they can weaken that spiritual God, they can break through and start to break you down to where now your physical temple is ill and you can't focus on the elevation of your spirit. Moyo is also the subtle energy that propels the universe, the vitality that propels creativity, and the spirit that holds all things together from the smallest atom to the largest star system. Mayat Bayak is the spiritual balance of the living soul and spirit within the physical body temple. Alright? So these meditation practices are for spiritual balance of the living soul and spirit with the physical body. The techniques in Mayat Bayak are used to increase positive Moyo and release or decrease aspect, the life-threatening energy. Breathe in positive vibes and release out the detrimental vibes. Alright? So when you in your techniques, just know, when you breathing in, you bringing in that positive life force. And when you breathe out, it's that negative force, that weaker force that you're giving out. Alright? That's leaving you. Alright? So that's why you want to take in deep, deep, as long as you can hold it. Breaths, bringing in more of that Moyo so that it can push out that weaker force. Alright? Understanding and using the postures and the meditation systems will help develop and maintain your moyo, the source of your internal strength, and give you the balance needed to heal your minds and body. Moyo is not just energy, it is the use of the life force. Moyo is the vital internal energy that maintains our lives on a high mental, physical, and spiritual level. Without the knowledge of Moyo, or the development of what African spiritual warriors call Moyo, you will become tired and ill, and the physical body temple would not be able to defend itself from aspect, causing you to expire early. The Moyo is the vital energy flowing through the body temple from your higher consciousness. Your conscious mind can also direct some of this energy. Your conscious mind can also direct some of this energy that carries out body functions that was thought to be only controlled by your inner mind. The more control one has over your conscious mind, in terms of focus and the ability to stop any outside illusionary interferences from distracting you from your purpose in life, the greater the Moyo. When the Moyo is great and you are conscious of this connection, you can direct the body temple towards a holistic state of being, allowing you to become a healer or giving you greater healing potential. All right, so the ones of y'all that are healers, you got to be able to pull in more of that prana, more of that chi, that moyo, so that you can hold it within and you can use it when you need to. The ones of us that got healing hands, it's brothers and sisters that got healing hands because their life force is that strong to where they can run their hands over a certain part of your body and flux that energy from themselves to counterbalance that negative attribute in that aspect of your body. Alright? And that got to do with your subtle body, that spirit body. Alright? It's energy. You got an energy body. And through the energy of the moyo or that life force, they can override that weakness in your energy body, all right, and bring back strength to it. All right, we're gonna see more about that when we get on to the noun. If the moyo is weak or you are in a state of unconsciousness, you will have little to no control over your state of health or your consciousness. All right, and that's how they get us right here, because our moyo is weak. Or you are in a state of unconsciousness, meaning you're in a carnal consciousness, meaning you're not receptive to spiritual things or understanding a higher plane of existence and what's going on. You have little to no control over your state of health or your consciousness. Unconscious humans use only half of their brain at a time, while the other half is dormant of the half that is operational. Only about 5 to 10% is used. The majority of the population is consciously dormant and mentally unconscious. This is why the masses struggle to survive instead of being. However, if your moyo is great, then your Haru consciousness can control the various systems in the human body, which are the respiratory system, the digestive system, the muscular system, the nervous system, circulatory, endocrine, urinary, and skeletal systems. Each system channels the life force differently. These channels that flow through the body, give it energy and vitality, are called meridians. The flow of moyo through these meridians is referred to as the subtle body. The mastery of the flow of your moyo through these meridians can keep you youthful, vigorous, alert, and in a state of balance. All right, and a lot of our meridians get blocked up, not just due to the food we eat, but due to the programming and the things that we listen to because we don't guard the portals. All right, the people we interact with, all these things can affect your energy body. All right, that's why negative vibrations is all they push through the media. It affects your energy body. This balance is called holistic health. Holistic health should be one of the goals of all human beings. The greater your holistic health, spiritual and physical, the greater your spiritual potential, because you now have the strength to meditate and tap into your Haru consciousness, which comes from the nature. I and the Father am one. Spiritual warriors, know thyself. This is the fundamental principle of the psychology of Kemet. Every human being is composed of a body temple and a mortal soul called the Ba and the Holy Spirit called the Ka. The ancient priests and spiritual warriors taught that self-knowledge is the basis of all knowledge. Self-knowledge. In them lessons we read on Krishna, he always talking about the self, the self, the self. He not talking about the Father, the God. He talking about the self. The self and the God is one and the same. The self is a drop from the Creator. All right, that's Stasi, the spirit man. But that's what we done got disconnected from. The ancient spiritual system requires as the first step the mastery of the passions, your senses, control of your senses, your carnal desires, which make room for the occupation of unlimited powers. In the second step, the student is required to search within him or herself for the new powers. Go within, which had taken possession of them. The third step requires a person to become one with the life force, the universal power, which connects you with all things. When one attains the power to use the Moyo through the influence of Mayat, truth, justice, order, balance, and reciprocity, he or she becomes one with the power of creation, the nature. Page 547. The Moyo, how to cultivate and use your personal power. The Moyo is the center force of your personal power. It is the internal vital life force energy of the heart in Haru consciousness. Spiritual warriors must teach the masses how to cultivate and master their Moyo. Spiritual warriors must teach the masses how to cultivate and master their Moyo. Once the Moyo is cultivated and consistently maintained at high levels, it can also be utilized for healing. It is the strength of the Moyo that is at the center of the spirit of the African spiritual warrior. The spirit will help defend our legacy, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And like Ra, we will live for eternity. The meditations and breathing postures are methods of developing your personal power so that you can become Haru through the mastery of oneself. This is why they keep us in Christianity in Hebrew mode. They keep us from developing the inner powers and keep us focusing on external beings. All right? As long as you focusing on Jesus and the Father, Yahweh Shai and Yahweh, you're not going within. All right? And the whole goal is self-realization. Self-realization. Going within yourself to realize you are that one. You got that power within you. That was the whole of Yahweh Shai, Yahshua, Jesus teaching. The whole of Christian teaching, the Buddha teaching, Asai, his teaching. Even Thoth, we read in the last lesson when he said he sat back and went within to the darkness inside of himself. All right, when you go, that's the whole goal of the teachings, to get you to go within. Knowledge of self is knowledge of God. Your whole goal is not to sit in prayer and worship of the Father. All right, and to sit there and always constantly think on and reflect on Yahshua. No, the goal is for you to go within, self-realization, so that you can develop them same powers and become a son or daughter of the Creator yourself. Activate the inner God or goddess within. Alright, that's the process we in right now. Religion is dead. Alright, it's not taking you nowhere. But through these teachings of self-realization, you turn into the things that you read about. Alright, the things you see on the TV. This is how we turn into those beings. Yahshua, it was a superhero in the scriptures. Our goal is to turn into that right there. Then we become the real life action heroes, defending the world from wickedness. And that's how the Most High is going to give us the powers back to where we're not going to need the Gentiles to police our neighborhood. We ain't going to need to call on the white man because these retarded niggas is acting crazy. Nah. As we keep growing and getting our abilities back, we're going to be able to go through the spirit realm and to stop all of that foolishness. Because that's a realm that the 2/3 can't process and can't understand. So when they get hit with something from that realm, it's not wicked. It's not wicked. The Most High not giving us abilities for us not to be able to use them. No. You just got to be able to use them righteously. And when somebody is doing wickedness and you got the ability to go within and shut it down to where they don't know what it done, nah, your Creator not going to be mad at you for using that ability. Nah, that's what it's there for. To get rid of disorders and diseases within the community. All right? Oh, let's keep going. All right? You want to know what the powers of hoodoo and all that is used for? Mayat, truth, balance, order, justice, and reciprocity. Ain't nobody going to be able to come doing these retarded things and we going to have to sit back and just wait and hope on the police. Nah, Most High going to give us the powers back to where we can go within and we can shut that down ourselves. Oh, let's keep going. Spiritual science of Kriya Yoga. Alright, and all these things we learning right now that we going through, that's going to help us to where when we get into some of them teachings, which some of the Hindu teachings, it teach them things on how to access them hoodoo abilities. All right. But all this is part of the process. Getting that one with the spirit within. And then you can work with the spirit to affect the carnal realm. All right. The spiritual science of Kriya Yoga. That's what we're going into next. Strengthening the life currents. Anytime the prana current is strengthened in the body, two things occur. Remember prana, the life force. Strengthening the current causes an increase in self-awareness. All yogic postures are ultimately directed towards increasing your self-awareness. As your self-awareness increases, you will become more aware of your body, taking better care of it. This will cause you to become more aware of your mind, and you will then also take better care of it. Ultimately, this causes the energies to ascend to higher chakras. This causes the energies to ascend to higher chakras. This ascendancy brings about a higher awareness, thus assisting in a more balanced self-awareness within your total being. Self-awareness assists in awakening greater balance, self-awareness. Alright? This is how we awaken the whole system. Alright? The energy body, the subtle body get back in oneness, and this all lead back to us becoming united with that Adam Kadmon body. Alright? That we read about in the Keys of Enoch. Alright? It's a process. It's a journey. Self-realization is a journey. Alright? You grow from understanding the scriptures to now you using them as tools to grow. Alright? But when you just using them as something that just sound good and learn but not implement, they are of no use. These are the stages of evolution in which we attempt to influx the energy back in order to make our vehicle more aware. At the same time the energy fluxes back, it rises, producing more self-awareness and more balanced self-awareness. As we become more aware, we become more self-aware, and we gain greater balanced self-awareness, spiritual awareness. We become more aware of how to live. We move from insanity to sanity. It is a movement from simple passion to compassion, from compassion to wisdom. Ultimately, this is the purpose of the yoga postures. The same thing Mfudishi just told us. Next, let's go to the way of the Bushmen. Oh, the Kalahari Bushmen. Told you I searched for the creator everywhere. This is why you got to come outside of that religious box. Which Hebrew Israelite is a religious box. The spiritual teachings and practices of the Kalahari. Alright, I'm going to see what it is to get cooked. Cooked by Nam. Let's get the definition of Nam first before we see how we get cooked. Nam, the non-subtle vibratory life force. Just like we read with the Moyo, the Chi, the Prana. The non-subtle vibratory life force that comes directly from God, recognized by the Bushmen to animate all living beings and to be the source of all inspired energy. Alright, and now we go down some where the Allah highlighted, say Nam Kao, the owner of Nam. And this is referencing a healer. Alright, because the healers have a greater force of that spiritual power, that spiritual energy, known as Chi, Moyo, Nam, Prana. And they are able to distribute it to the healing of others. Alright, let's eat. Today's hunger for spiritual understanding may be for something more than another dose of talk. If you hunger for direct spiritual experience, then the Bushmen offer help in finding it. For they care most about getting pierced by Nam, by the arrows of God's love that enter hearts that are soft and ready enough to receive them. These arrows, thorns, and nails of God's love awakening new spiritual senses and the expression of ecstasy through trembling dance and pulsing song. Now we're going to see why it's in our nature to dance and sing. Alright? The indigenous tribes, dancing and singing just is a part of us. The Trolls movie. You know that's about us. All they want to do is dance and sing and party. Yeah, that's us. But that's how we gonna see with the Kalahari. That's how they increase that Nam, that life force. by their dancing and singing, which we see on movies and shows, Indian powwows, where they just going around dancing, singing, having a good old time. But in the midst of that is a spiritual force that bring healing. Oh, let's keep going. The Bushmen teach that there is no experience of healing, shamanism, and spirituality without Nam, the mysterious non-subtle life force that brings these sacred pursuits to life. Little effort is given to defining Nam in words because it must be experienced to be understood. It is not subtle because one knows when it is present. It feels like amplified spiritual electricity, imparting ecstatic vibration to the body that supercharges all experience. Nam has little in common with most approaches to energy medicine that we know today. Bushman healers become owners of Nam, meaning they own the feeling for the life force. And it is the healers who share it with others, sending what they call spiritual nails or arrows of transmitted Nam into those who need healing and transformation. This is typically done through vibratory transmission with touch, movement, or sound that is often absent of words. The typical flow of a Bushman healing dance moves from gathering around a fire, singing Nam songs and clapping hands in a syncopated rhythms, waiting to be spiritually heated and awakened by Nam, the life force, to the ecstatic crescendo of becoming filled with Nam and sharing it with others. Bushman dancers tremble and shake when they are charged with Nam. Alright? So they go into a trance. When they get to dancing and singing around this fire, the healers, the ones who got the ability to absorb a greater capacity of that life force, when they dancing and singing, getting charged up, they reach a point where they feel it and they know it is time for them to transmit that force. And that's how the Creator used to work with us. Alright? The Creator, the entities, transmit that force into certain ones, and they able to transmit it into others for their healing. Alright? As a Bushman dance progresses, the singing and clapping around the fire becomes louder and more charged with the life force. Everyday talk and laughter give way to enthusiastic singing as the healers become filled with Nam. When the men healers dance, Nam makes them shake and bend forward, stomping their feet in the sand. The women healers stand and sway, trembling intensely like trees. This is when Nam takes over and further guides movement and expression. The Nam Kayaso, the healers, may be led to lay their trembling hands on someone sitting near the fire, providing healing and revitalization. Alright. On the enhanced vital life force. We recommend saying enhanced life force because many people outside of the Kalahari are more familiar with subtle forms of life energy. The Bushmen relate to non-subtle energy that they call Nam. Nam can be understood as intensely amplified chi, supercharged kundalini, or extremely concentrated Holy Ghost power. Alright. Now, let's go to this section called Getting Cooked. Getting cooked by God. Oh. Getting cooked. Alright? Now, remember back in the day, all us that seen your grandma in the church, and she just started getting up, shaking, dancing. The Holy Ghost came on her. And she got to dancing through the house and shaking and making noises. You don't know what she's saying. Oh, we're going to see it right here. That it was a part, it's just in us. This is something that we used to do. And now when it come out of certain ones in the church, it seems strange because we done got broke away from some of our indigenous roots. All right? But grandma just was up in the church getting cooked. She was getting cooked by the Spirit and couldn't hold it no more. It had to come on out. The most important job of a healer and spiritual teacher is to help make nails and arrows of Nam get hot, which requires building our capacity to carry and hold heated energy to become very strong, stronger than what most people know is possible. Spiritually cooking our nails is what brings us the health, guidance, inspiration, and direction we constantly need. All right, when it's speaking about nails and arrows, it's not speaking about a physical object, it's spiritual. All right, you spiritually shoot them, transmit them. Appropriately aroused feelings and heated Nam are necessary to awaken second sight and all the other spiritual senses. When we hold hot Nam, we wake up our heart and our spiritual sensitivities. Heating our life force helps us burst open so we can see and hear what can be most deeply perceived. When these feelings are not strong, our truest nature is asleep. This is why we say that people whose feelings about Nam are not aroused are asleep. Without the ecstatic experience of singing, dancing, and trembling, we are asleep. We remain in a trance of spiritual slumber. When our Nam-inspired feelings are very strong, we know it because we can't help but shake. Same way grandma in the church, get to shaking. But for the Bushmen, if a person isn't shaking, his feelings in Nam aren't strong enough to wake up his spiritual being. His senses can't cross over into a spiritually awakened presence. This shaking comes on you in a natural way whenever you allow your heart to open to God's love. This makes you feel strong enough to transform your being and see things differently. We must repeatedly put ourselves back into God's pot so we can get cooked. Dancing is how we most often do this. The strongest healers love to dance, shake, get cooked, and receive Nam. They love Nam and want to have it cook them as much as possible. These healers want to dance all the time. They need to dance because they find themselves becoming more true and alive when they're deeply involved in the dance. When we say we need to dance, we don't mean any kind of dance. We are talking about the body movements that take place when Nam-filled music, when life energy, life force-filled music, not nigga music, but life force-filled music awakens our heart and cooks our nails and arrows. Without being cooked, all people are guaranteed to get lost and spiritually off track, which then encourages the creation and transmission of dirty nails. We get shot up with dirty nails on a daily basis in America. Dirty nails is why Negroes kill each other every day. Alright? Because like I said, alright? When Nam-filled music and the opposite of Nam-filled music is this nigga music we listen to that's negatively charged with that negative force. Alright? This is spiritual right here. Alright? You got positively charged music with a positive force behind it that can increase your spiritual awareness, your spiritual healing, your spiritual capacity, your spiritual being. And then you got negatively charged vibes of music that would do the exact opposite. And once that music runs back and forth through your mind, you shooting off nails and arrows all day, unknowingly, because it's a vibe, it's a spirit, it's a frequency. All right. And when you think about certain people, you shooting them nails and arrows into them from your mind, your spirit, your subconscious. We think that them things don't have no force in nature, but it do. You can affect somebody through your thoughts. You can cause harm to somebody by your thoughts. For instance, jealousy and anger can create dirty nails. Other people can shoot a dirty nail into us, either purposely or accidentally. They may be able to do so because they have expertise at shooting harmful arrows, what we call noam nam, throwing a dirty arrow to hurt someone. These people are sometimes called bad doctors or bad witch doctors. The other way of getting shot by a dirty arrow involves someone we are close to who escalates a hurtful emotion, such as anger. Without any intention of doing so, they can accidentally shoot a dirty arrow. Let's keep going. Nam cannot get hot without enthusiastic Nam singing. All right? So we get spiritually charged up by singing. The life force cannot get hot without enthusiastic life force singing. When the women sing for the men's dance, it can be said that the women get cooked first and transmit Nam to the men dancers, who then are able to reciprocate by touching the women and giving them nails in return, giving them charges. Nam circulates throughout the community, and no one can say whether the singers, drummers, dancers, or healers are the most responsible for waking up Nam and keeping it on the move. Everyone participates in the circulation of the life force. Everyone participates in the circulation of the life force. This is why healing must take place inside relationships and community. Alright, I'm gonna go down some when they say on needles, nails, arrows, and thorns. Sometimes when Nam is received, it physically feels like being pricked by a needle. Or it may instead seem like an electric switch that has suddenly been turned on. Whatever the specific kinetic experience, there is a feeling that something from the outside enters one's interior and results in a shift in awareness and experience. For Bushmen, God can be regarded as hunting human beings, hoping to shoot them with Nam, the life force. At the same time, human beings, especially the healers, they hunt Nam, the life force. More generally, humans hunt God as God hunts them. Within this perspective, the experience of being shot by Nam can be regarded as receiving a connection with God's rope. When this rope is attached to a person, it brings a shock or a pricking or tingling sensation that feels like you have been pierced. Alright? It's hard for us to believe that anyone would claim to be a healer or a teacher who doesn't know about getting cooked. If your Nam isn't hot, you have nothing that is spiritually important to say. Why the Most High told his prophets, cry loud and spare not. You cry loud. You get that life force warmed up and you just get to yelling. If your nom isn't hot, you had nothing that is spiritually important to say. However, if you get very hot, you actually find that you can no longer talk. The more spiritually cooked you are, the less you are able to use language. When you are fully cooked in a dance and open your mouth to speak, no words will come out. There will only be unpredictable sounds explode in the air with arrows of nom. It is worth saying again, when you are in the position of being able to speak the most truth about spiritual matters, no words can come out of your mouth. You can't talk at all. God made it that way. If someone is filled with nom and loses the ability to talk, then listen carefully. Only then are their sounds true. When we are speechless like this, when we can only make vibrationary noises, sounds, and songs, we are better able to communicate with God and the ancestors. This is when we sing very loudly, and our singing has a powerful vibration in it. As this vibration is felt in our body, it makes us even stronger. The medicine of nom is working best during this time. Let's read the asterisks. Similar to the rising of Kundalini up the spine, as nom rises in the body, it may appear that it opens the throat to sing when it arrives at that part of the body. While there may be a truth to this description, it is also accurate that singing in a strong vibratory way helps pull nom up the body. Again, we see a circular interaction, this time in the pushing and pulling of nom, as it rises from the power center of the belly to the love of the heart. It's as though nom is being pulled from the top and pushed from the bottom through the body. Alright? So that's another way. Alright? Meditation. That's one way to increase the life force. Dancing, singing is another way. One of our indigenous ways to increase the nom, to get cooked by nom, cooked by your God, to where you now can transmit that life force unto others and heal them. Warm up them healing hands. Shoot them arrows out to your people so that they can be inflicted with that righteous life force. The vibration that brings healing to the nation. So hopefully you got some new awareness about that life force that we resuscitate, and you can stop shooting dirty nails into your neighbors, your friends, your family, your enemies. Positive vibrations, man. Alright, peace.